Half a million years later, aliens boasted about conquest until Earth's secret. Alien empires dominated every corner of known space. They were proud, arrogant, and confident. They believed themselves the masters of all intelligent life. In the largest council hall of the HFY Citadel, a massive structure that floated in orbit around a dying sun, representatives from hundreds of alien species gathered. Their shapes were varied. Some had tentacles, some had scales, some floated without bodies, sustained only by energy. They were a terrifying display of power, and yet all of them shared one common trait, a deep sense of superiority. "Behold the galaxy we now command," boomed Lyrak, the council's eldest member, his many eyes scanning the crowd. "Every planet, every fleet, every intelligent mind bends to our will. Not one species remains outside our control." A chorus of agreement filled the hall. Tentacles waved, voices hissed, and bodies vibrated in celebration. They boasted of their victories, telling stories of conquered worlds and the intelligent species that had fallen before them. Humans, if mentioned at all, were considered a primitive race gone long ago, remembered only as a curiosity, a minor footnote in the galaxy's history. "Humans," sneered a crystalline being named Thriss. "Oh, yes. That fragile species that barely mastered fire before vanishing from Earth. They never even left their system. What threat could they possibly have posed?" Lyrak chuckled. "Legends speak of their stubbornness, but stubbornness does not conquer stars. It dies out like it did on Earth. Half a million years ago, humans vanished and the galaxy has been free of them ever since." The aliens laughed. They drank their luminescent beverages, played with small robotic pets, and recounted stories of other species crushed under their fleets. The council was an echo chamber of arrogance. No one questioned their dominance. No one thought of Earth as anything more than an empty rock, long forgotten. But even as the council celebrated, far away from the prying eyes of the galaxy, something stirred in the Sol system. The human world had not been silent all these years. Hidden behind layers of sophisticated cloaking technology, Earth had remained alive. The forests, oceans, and mountains had changed little. Robots and artificial intelligences, built by humans millennia ago, maintained the planet. They cultivated the land, repaired old cities, and quietly waited. And deep beneath the surface, vast chambers of human technology slumbered, unseen and untouched. It was during this time that an alien scout ship, small and unremarkable, wandered through the outer edges of the Sol system. Its sensors, designed to detect life and energy, picked up a faint, irregular pulse. At first, the aliens thought it was debris, a leftover artifact from some long-forgotten signal, but the pulse repeated itself, regular and deliberate. "Unusual," said the alien captain, a green-scaled creature with 6 arms. "This is not natural, it is artificial. Someone is sending this intentionally." "Humans," suggested the junior officer. The word was spoken with a laugh, almost as a joke. "Impossible," said the captain. "Humans are extinct. The galaxy has already forgotten them." Despite their disbelief, the scouts followed the signal closer. The pulse grew stronger, but their instruments could not detect the source directly. Every probe they sent was destroyed before it returned. Some of the crew whispered nervously, sensing that something intelligent was controlling the defenses. Back at the HFY Citadel, the council continued its celebration. "We are complete masters," Lyrak declared. "No one can challenge our fleets. No one can hide from us. The galaxy is ours." And yet, the first signs of doubt were already appearing in small corners. Reports from the scout ships began arriving. Strange anomalies, missing signals, and instruments failing without explanation. At first, the council dismissed them as technical glitches. "Our fleets are flawless," Lyrak said. "No hidden species can oppose us." But the anomalies persisted. One scout ship sent a fragmented message, barely readable. "It's alive. Not extinct, not primitive, it waits." Earth is ready. The council erupted in laughter, thinking it was a joke or a hallucination. But somewhere in the depth of their minds, a seed of uncertainty had been planted. Meanwhile, on Earth, human-created machines monitored the skies. Their sensors detected the approaching alien scouts, but no human interfered directly. Humanity had survived because it understood patience. They had planned for this moment for centuries, for millennia. Humans had left their mark in ways the galaxy would never expect. The scouts sent by the Council grew more desperate. Every attempt to scan the planet failed. Energy weapons fired at the surface vanished into thin air, absorbed or deflected by invisible barriers. Communications sent from the alien fleet were intercepted, altered, and returned, mocking their creators. Alien commanders began whispering fearfully among themselves. "This cannot be," said one. "Humans were gone, extinct. There is no way Earth could harbor such defenses." "And yet," another replied, "our probes do not survive, our instruments fail, and the signals, they are deliberate. Someone is controlling this." In the council hall, the first ripples of concern reached the delegates. "Reports from the scouts indicate anomalies near the Sol system," a messenger announced. "The planet Earth, supposedly extinct, is active." A silence fell over the hall. Many dismissed it. Some laughed nervously. But the more perceptive aliens began to feel something they had not felt in hundreds of thousands of years: uncertainty. Lyrak rose, his many eyes narrowing. "Prepare a fleet," he ordered. "Send observers and investigators. This, human matter, cannot be ignored." The council murmured. Some whispered that sending a fleet might be a waste of resources. Others feared what might happen if humans were not truly extinct. The arrogance of the galaxy was being challenged, not by a fleet, not by war, but by the possibility that one small, forgotten planet had survived in secret. As the first alien fleet prepared for departure, back on Earth, the machines continued their quiet work. Vast underground cities thrummed with energy. Dormant ships rested in hidden bays. Ancient human AIs monitored every move of the approaching aliens, preparing defensive strategies, recording data, and waiting for the right moment to reveal humanity's secret. For now, Earth remained calm. From space, it appeared quiet, inactive, even lifeless. But beneath its surface, the pulse continued, a warning, a signal, a heartbeat of a species that had never truly left. The aliens were arrogant. They believed the galaxy belonged to them. They believed that humans were a myth, and they believed they could approach Earth without consequence. They were wrong, and soon the galaxy would learn that patience, intelligence, and foresight were weapons far more dangerous than fleets of warships. The Council, oblivious to the truth, toasted their victories once more. Lyrak raised his glass high. "To the masters of the galaxy," he declared, "and to the past that dares not rise again." Somewhere far below, a small pulse blinked in response. Someone or something was listening, and for the first time in 500,000 years, the galaxy had a reason to worry. The alien fleets moved cautiously toward the Sol system. Their pride and confidence had been shaken by reports of anomalies near Earth. The Ajari Council had sent their best scientists, strategists, and warships to investigate. They assumed they would find nothing but an abandoned planet, as history had claimed. Yet even the most arrogant alien could not ignore the strange signals or the failures of their probes. Captain Kralin of the Vorthian fleet stared at the image of the Sol system projected before him. It was a familiar system, once recorded in galactic maps as uninhabited. Yet the instruments on his ship told a different story. Energy readings pulsed in patterns too regular to be natural. Gravitational distortions twisted space around the third planet. Some of his ship's scanners had already been destroyed, apparently by invisible forces. "This is impossible," Kralin muttered, his many eyes narrowing. "Earth was supposed to be dead. All sensors report artificial activity, but we detect no ships, no life, nothing we can touch." His second in command, a slender creature with 6 spindly arms, tilted its head. "Perhaps they are ghosts," she suggested, "or some ancient automated system left behind by humans before their extinction." "Ghosts," Kralin scoffed. "I've studied your legends of human mythology. Ghosts do not crush fleets or destroy probes." Even as he spoke, a scout ship that had ventured closer to the planet disappeared. The fleet's sensors showed a sudden spike of energy and then silence. Panic began to ripple through the ranks. Back on Earth, the human AIs monitored every movement of the alien fleet. They had anticipated this moment for centuries. Their creators had left detailed plans, defenses hidden beneath oceans, in mountains, and beneath the surface of cities. Advanced energy barriers, cloaked fleets, and drone networks waited silently. Yet the humans themselves did not act directly. They observed, recorded, and allowed the aliens to make the first mistakes. The first probe that ventured near Earth was destroyed before it could relay any information. The energy discharge that obliterated it left no trace. The aliens began to realize they were dealing with intelligence far beyond what they had expected. "What are they?" whispered one scientist aboard the fleet. "Humans should be extinct. They cannot be like this." "They must be hiding," Kralin said. "They cannot have built this technology without leaving their mark somewhere." Meanwhile, on the surface of Earth, cities that had once been human centers of population lay empty. The streets were clean, maintained by AI caretakers. Vast towers stored energy, weapons, and ships. Artificial forests hummed with life, maintained and monitored by autonomous drones. It was a world alive, yet seemingly devoid of humans. The first alien ships approached cautiously, using cloaking devices of their own to avoid detection. They sent probes to map the planet's surface, but the AIs redirected energy fields and caused gravitational anomalies. Probes fell out of orbit or exploded mid-flight. Every attempt to scan Earth was blocked. Every calculation of their scientists proved wrong. Kralin gathered his top officers in the command chamber. "Report," he demanded. "The planet is active," said a lieutenant. "We cannot penetrate its defenses. Probes are destroyed before reporting. Communications are intercepted and scrambled. We are being observed." "Observed?" Kralin growled. "By whom? Humans are extinct." "They are not extinct," said a scientist cautiously. "They may have survived in secret or left automated systems capable of defense. Either way, they are not gone." Fear began to spread. Aliens who had once boasted of their dominance now felt unease. The Ajari Council had warned them against overconfidence, but none had truly believed a species long thought extinct could pose a threat. The aliens attempted direct scans of Earth. Ships fired energy bursts at the surface, weapons capable of leveling cities. But the attacks were absorbed by invisible shields, reflected harmlessly into space, or neutralized by automated defense drones. No alien knew the source, and no one could stop it. Kralin's communications officer, a translucent being with light-sensitive sensors, recorded a strange phenomenon. "Captain," she said, her voice trembling, "the planet, it is sending signals back. Artificial signals. Messages, I think. It is mocking us." Kralin's many eyes widened. Mocking us? Impossible. Yet the evidence was undeniable. The planet responded to every probe, every attack, every attempt at scanning. The humans, or what remained of them, were watching. They were learning. They were waiting. In the Ajari Citadel, the Council received fragmented reports. "The planet is active," a messenger said. "We cannot detect life directly. All sensors fail. Our fleet reports losses among probes." Lyrak, Council leader, frowned. "Are you saying humans survived?" "After 500,000 years. Perhaps not them," another delegate suggested. "But something human, some legacy of their technology, defends the planet." Kralin's fleet continued their cautious approach. They discovered a strange phenomenon. Vast energy fields distorted space near Earth. Gravity did not behave as expected. Sensors gave false readings. Ships lost synchronization. One cruiser dropped out of orbit entirely, only to reappear undamaged but shaken. Some kind of gravitational manipulation, Kralin muttered. Something intelligent. The fleet was growing tense. Morale was low. Officers whispered in corners, afraid to speak too loudly. They had faced countless species, countless worlds, but never one that could hide so completely, never one that could strike without showing itself. Meanwhile, deep underground, humans observed the approaching fleets. They remained calm, their faces serene. They had expected this. Centuries of preparation, millennia of patience, had led to this moment. Human AIs had analyzed every possible strategy. The fleets approaching were being lured into zones where defenses were strongest, yet humans had planned so that no lives needed to be risked unnecessarily. The first true demonstration of power came when a small group of alien scouts tried to land on Earth. As they descended through the atmosphere, they were engulfed in a sudden flash of light. Their ships' systems overloaded. Communications went silent. The entire group vanished before it could report back. Kralin stared at the monitors, disbelief etched across his face. "They are not extinct," he said quietly. "They are far stronger than we imagined." The Ajari Council debated. Some wanted to withdraw, fearing the unknown. Others insisted on sending reinforcements, believing brute force could eventually overcome Earth's defenses. Yet all agreed on one point. This planet, once thought dead, was no longer something to ignore. On Earth, the humans prepared their next phase. They did not need to rush. They did not need to attack. The aliens had already demonstrated their arrogance, their overconfidence. Humans had survived by observing, planning, and waiting for the right moment. And now, they would begin to show the galaxy that Earth was never truly gone. One human strategist, speaking through the AI network, addressed the fleet of drones and automated ships. "The galaxy thinks us extinct. Let them believe it a while longer. We do not strike blindly. We strike with precision, patience, and intelligence. Let the first contact reveal our power, not our fear." Back in the fleet, alien scientists were working frantically. Every scan of the planet produced conflicting results. Every attempt at analysis failed. The realization hit them slowly and painfully. The humans had anticipated their arrival. Every move, every strategy, every calculation had been expected. Panic began to spread among the fleet. Ships that had once been symbols of fear now seemed fragile, vulnerable. Officers who had laughed at the idea of extinct humans now whispered their names with caution, uncertainty, and even fear. And still, the humans remained hidden, silent, observing, waiting. The first phase of Earth's plan had succeeded. The galaxy's greatest conquerors were confused, frustrated, and vulnerable. Their arrogance had led them straight into a trap of perception and patience, and the humans were only beginning to show their hand. As night fell over hidden cities, deep underground chambers glowed with activity. Humans monitored every alien move, every fleet formation, every hesitation. Strategies were prepared. Calculations were double-checked. Weapons systems, once dormant, now hummed with quiet power. Above the surface, the alien fleets continued their cautious survey, unaware that every action they took was being predicted, anticipated, and countered. Humanity's secret, centuries in the making, was about to shake the galaxy to its core. Kralin looked at the stars beyond Earth, feeling a chill he could not explain. "We may have underestimated them," he whispered. "The alien fleets, mighty and arrogant, had thought they were masters of the galaxy. They had believed extinction meant the end. They were wrong." And the humans, silent and patient, were about to remind the galaxy why Earth was never to be ignored. The alien fleets hovered above Earth like predators circling a ghost. They were tense, cautious, and confused. Every probe sent had been destroyed. Every sensor reading had been scrambled. Every strategy had failed. The galaxy's greatest conquerors were powerless before a planet they had long assumed dead, and beneath the surface, humanity was ready. For 500,000 years, humans had prepared for this day. Their cities, hidden under mountains and oceans, hummed with life and energy. Massive underground factories produced ships, weapons, and drones at a speed that would have shocked any observer. AI guardians monitored the skies, controlling automated fleets with precision no alien mind could anticipate. Humans themselves remained in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. Captain Kralin of the Vorthian fleet scanned the planet with every instrument he had, yet the readings were meaningless. "Every attack fails," he muttered. "Every probe is destroyed. Nothing penetrates their defenses. How?" The first sign of humanity's true power came in the form of light. Across the horizon, energy fields flared, invisible barriers materializing in shimmering patterns. Alien weapons struck the shields, only to be reflected harmlessly into space. Ships that had been carefully maneuvered suddenly lost control, their instruments scrambled. Small drones appeared from nowhere, swarming alien craft in precise, coordinated attacks. Kralin's fleet commander, trembling, whispered, "They are controlling space itself." "They are humans," another officer said, disbelief in their voice. "But that is impossible. Humans were supposed to be primitive, extinct, incapable of this." But it was not impossible. It was precisely what humans had planned. Their AIs had analyzed alien fleets for centuries, studying their movements, tactics, and weaknesses. Every ship, every weapon, every formation had been anticipated. And now, humanity was ready to demonstrate why the galaxy had been wrong to dismiss them. From hidden bays deep underground, humans emerged in exosuits adapted for alien environments. Massive ships, cloaked for centuries, now revealed themselves in synchronized maneuvers, each one moving with the elegance of a living organism. They did not attack indiscriminately. They moved strategically, targeting supply lines, communication hubs, and weapons depots. The alien fleets were stunned. Their proud formation shattered as human precision dismantled their control. We cannot adapt fast enough," said a Vorthian officer, panic spreading across his features. "Their strategies anticipate ours. Every move is calculated, every weakness exploited." And humans did not stop there. AI-controlled drones flooded the skies, disabling alien systems and capturing information at speeds no biological mind could match. Ships once thought invincible were neutralized with minimal effort. Humans, control over technology and space itself became apparent. Kralin, realizing the scale of the threat, ordered a retreat, but the humans had anticipated that too. Energy fields blocked the exits, alien weapons misfired, communications were jammed. The fleet's pride, built over centuries, crumbled under the weight of humanity's silent power. Then the humans spoke, not with aggression, not with threats, but with calm authority. Broadcast across the galaxy in every known language and form of communication, their message was clear. Humans are no longer hidden. We have observed. We have waited. The galaxy believed us extinct. They were wrong. We are back not as conquerors but as equals. Those who wish to challenge us will fail. Those who wish to join us will find honor and respect. The effect was immediate. Alien leaders, once boastful and arrogant, now hesitated. Some fled in fear. Others attempted to negotiate, realizing that brute force could not overcome human ingenuity. Messages of surrender and truce were sent to Earth, acknowledging a new reality. Humanity's reveal was deliberate and measured. Entire alien fleets were neutralized without a single human casualty. Ships that had boasted of their superiority now floated powerless. Alien commanders stared at the skies, unable to comprehend how a species they had dismissed as primitive could wield such power and precision. And yet humans did not crush them completely. They demonstrated strength, intelligence, and restraint. By showing their superiority without unnecessary destruction, humans earned respect, fear, and admiration. In the aftermath, humans addressed the galaxy again. "We are not your enemies," the broadcast continued. "We survived because we prepared, because we learned, because we persevered. We offer partnership, not domination. The galaxy has underestimated us for too long. Never again." Alien fleets retreated, humbled and wary. The Ajari Council convened in emergency session, their pride shattered. Leaders who once boasted of absolute conquest now whispered the name Earth with caution. Across the stars, civilizations that had long dismissed humanity began to reconsider their assumptions. And on Earth, humans returned to their cities calm and composed. The world had survived. Their secret, centuries in the making, had reshaped the balance of power across galaxies. The planet itself had become a symbol, a reminder that intelligence, patience, and foresight were as powerful as fleets of warships. Captain Kralin, still recovering from the encounter, recorded in his log, "We believed extinction meant weakness. We believed absence meant nothing. We were wrong. Earth humans, they are a force beyond comprehension. The galaxy has changed, and we are not sure we are ready for it." In the skies above, human ships shimmered in the fading light. Drones patrolled the borders, energy fields hummed quietly, and underground chambers buzzed with activity. Humanity had returned, not to conquer, not to dominate, but to show that survival, intelligence, and patience could turn the tide of a galaxy. The legend of Earth, long thought to be myth, had come alive again, and the galaxy would never forget it. For 500,000 years, humans had been underestimated. For 500,000 years, they had been silent. And now, they had reminded the universe why they were never to be ignored. The pulse of Earth continued, a heartbeat of a species that had endured, learned, and finally returned. The galaxy had been humbled. And the humans had won, not through anger, not through war, but through strategy, patience, and brilliance. In every corner of the galaxy, whispers began. "Earth, the humans, they are back." And for the first time in millennia, the stars themselves seemed to recognize that humanity had reclaimed its place among them.